Afternoon, it's Wag Chicago. It's May 10th, 2020. It's now evening time, about 6 o'clock. Anyways, funny, 6 o'clock. Um, House, everybody's talking about it now. It was reporting on a few days ago, like everybody else. One of my most popular videos recently. The House Bill 6666. Here's something a little weird, and I haven't seen anybody yet pick up on this. This bill's buried back in 2018, the same number. There's another House Bill 6666. Who's running this country? Because this is the second time. The bill that they passed for the last one with the $6 trillion or whatever it is, that bill also had been modified or whatever they're calling it from an old previous bill that was already floating around the House. So they just did it again. They took another law and just rewrote it. And I don't even know if they're in Congress yet. They hadn't been for the last one. When they introduced this bill the first time, I'll show you right here. House Bill 6666 is an act 2018, November 15th, 2018. And then if we look at it, let me erase this, go back to this. It says, move me out of the way there. Oh, my screen is acting up. All right. Go back to the pen. All right. So to authorize the Secretary of the Interior, I'm right here, to grant to the states and local governments easements and rights of way over the federal land within Gateway National Recreation Area for construction, operation, maintenance, projects, etc., etc. So this was a specific law to just help the Gateway National Recreation Area, the GNRA. It says, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. I don't know why that's there. I don't know much about, I'm just saying there's two of these laws. Section 1, authority to grant easements and rights of way over federal lands. What I just read. Okay, Section 3 of Public Law 2 of this number. You know why they do that, right? Do you guys, they're these guys are such demons. They write things like this, where Section 3 of Public Law 92-592 in brackets 16 USC 460 CC-2 is amended by adding at the end the following. See how they do that? And here's why they do that. They make the congressmen, if they were really going to vote on this, they make them have to open a book, go to Section 3, or not on a computer, go to that Section 3, page 5, letter B, second paragraph down. That's literally how they write laws. They'll go 4 lines down from the bottom or up from the bottom, then look about 16 letters over. I'm not even kidding. They do that with long laws, especially so the guys don't have enough time to read it. Because you have to keep bouncing, and it'll say, well, wait, go back to Section 1 on page 6, all the way to the back, 4th paragraph down. If you think I'm kidding, that's literally how they pass laws. So the congressmen go, okay, and they just sign off on it. They don't give a shit. So that's where we lost our country a long time ago. But this still shouldn't be happening. I mean, this is literally. Oop, hang on. Uh-oh. How am I going to do this? Hang on one second. How did that happen? There we go. Let me pause this one second. Let me just show. Since it accidentally popped there, I'm making these masks now. So if anybody needs one, let me know. That was an accident. Okay, so yeah, this ain't making sense, man. Let me make this a little smaller. Too big there. All right, so HR 6666 was originally some easement law, right away law, and that's it. And then if you look at it, it says passed the House. It already passed. November 14th, 2018. Now, either they wrote the new 666 law, which is, stand by. Okay, I think I got it back on here. Hopefully that's not on the screen now. Now I'm on the wrong page. Man, everything's just acting nuts today. All right, now here's the current law that we've all been talking about in the news. HR 6666, right? Same number there. However, it's in the 116th Congress, and it just was introduced May 1st. Note, May 1st, Congress wasn't there yet. Okay, so they may be there probably this week, as they were saying next week at the time. So I don't know how they're passing laws without anybody being there. But maybe there's some special rule under emergency acts or whatever, who knows. Now, this new law here. Now they're lying, right? I mean, look, they're saying in the House of Representatives, May 1st, Mr. Rush, which I'm going to show you in a minute, his tweets, for himself, so-and-so Brown of Maryland, right? Cohen, Guerrera, blah, 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 blah. Look, there's like 100 people here. Mrs. Napolitano. What is this? Vasquez, Wasserman Schultz, Napolitano. Is that the guy who's the TV host's wife or something? I didn't know she's a congressman. Is that Judge Napolitano? That'd be weird. I didn't know his wife was in the government. Or somebody in his family, maybe it's his daughter. Introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Energy and Commerce. Well, guess what? They're not there. Oops. Now, I just read you the law that literally passed the House in 2017 or 18, I think. So I erased the tab so I can't go back to it. So now we got this weird problem. How does this keep happening? It's almost like we're watching a magic trick. Look over here, and then here. You're getting sleepy. Or do the circle. I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know what's not real. I don't know what's magic, wizardry versus truth. In Logos, I do know that. And I know this is not Logos. I know this is not godlike. I know this is not truth. That's all I know. And I do know they're passing laws already ahead of this, before this was even funded. They were already passing laws in Ventura, California. I'll show you that in a second. And Florida, or Georgia's got 2 counties. 7,000 people are going to be yanked out of their house and tested, or in their house and tested. All by random. They're not going off a list, I'm sure. But for some reason, they want your drops of blood in this file. This is what it looks like. They don't give a shit about testing you. 80% of the testing, they're saying has problems with it. So why are they testing all these people? And why didn't they test it for swine flu? Why didn't they test it for the last year's flu? Was way worse than this year. Way worse. If you look at the stats, their own numbers. 100,000+ people last year died of the flu. This year, I think we're hitting almost 70. And that's with all the Karach and normal A and B flu or whatever. All 3 came through this year, supposedly. So this law was already passed under a easement act for building some construction site. Let's see here. The act may be cited as the COVID-19 Testing Act, Reaching and Contacting Everyone Trace Act. I don't remember that in it the other day. I'll have to go back at my video. That, I think, is new. I think. Or was it in my title? I might have it. So it's the COVID-19 Testing, Reaching and Contacting Everyone Act. Do you get what this just says right here? Reaching and Contacting Everyone Trace Act. They're tracing everyone in the country act. It has nothing to do. This is kind of fun. This reminds me of being a kid in school. It has nothing to do with the germ. They literally say it right here, right? Here. Let's go back to red. Number 2. This act may be cited as the COVID-19 testing. Number 3, Reaching and Contacting Everyone Trace Act. That's what they want it to be called now. So this is the actual name now of the act. Section 2, COVID testing and contact tracing using mobile health units. I think they modified this from the other day already. So this is new. I don't remember reading all this the other day. So let's see what else it says. They're really effing with my machine. I don't know why the screen just went dark. Jeez. COVID-19 testing and contact tracing using mobile health units. In general, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, acting through the director of the Center for Disease Control, which is a military operation, private company, and prevention and the reason they are is so they could do things like this. This is how they're able to lock you down, I think, because the military is ordering it, which is an emergency and it's national, whatever. So may award grants to eligible entities for the COVID-19 to trace and monitor the contacts of infected individuals and to support the quarantine of such contacts. Get ready. Through mobile health units as necessary testing and providing individuals with services related to testing and quarantine at their residences. Now, what did I do? This thing's really aggravating me, man. It's not cooperating. I'm trying not to get mad, so just stand by. So, B, permissible uses of funds. A grant recipient under this section, just so you know where I'm at, number 18. I'm going to try and move it up one number. Oh, is that going to move with it, though? Hang on. No, good. So number 18, there, I'll try and line it right up there. The section may grant funds in support of these activities described in subsection A to hire, train, compensate, and pay for their expenses of individuals, and 2, to purchase personal protective equipment. C, priority. In selecting grants recipients under this section, the Secretary shall give priority to 1, applicants proposing to conduct activities funded under the section in hotspots and medically underserved communities. I think everything so far is the same as it was the other day. The beginning sentence, I think, was different. Under this section, Secretary shall ensure that grants are distributed. I'm just making sure nothing was added here. Nothing in this section should be construed to supersede any federal privacy or confidentiality requirement, including the regulations promulgated under Section 264C of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. And then another law, Public Law 104-191, and then 110 states. See how they write this stuff? They write this so you can't follow what they're talking about. You literally would have to go to law library computer and start linking all of those subsections in the paragraph and even have the sentence in there. It's a joke how they do this. Definition of the section, the term eligibility includes or means a federally qualified health center. And this is what I got worried about the other day. They're talking about doing this in the grade schools. Watch what they say here. As defined in Section 1861AA of the Social Security Act. Here we go. Number 1, letter B, a school-based health clinic. That means something scary to me. If they're going to show up with the Karachi police force, which is what they're forming the actual Karachi cops. They can go to the grade school and just, this kid's got a fever, yank him, see ya. There's nothing that says they can't do it. C, a disproportionate share hospital as defined under the applicable state plan under title, this goes on, academic medical center. So hospitals, read letter D here, hang on, number 7. Number 8, a nonprofit organization like Billy Boy. He's a nonprofit. That's how come he's never paid taxes on his $50 billion profit. You know that, right? Billy's never paid a dollar for all the money he made at Microsoft ever. He donated every penny of his stock to his own charity right here, nonprofit. Thus, a nonprofit doesn't pay taxes. So while you are paying no rent right now, because you can't, because Billy and his friend, Dr. Karach, said we need to shut the world off, allegedly. I think this is all planned, but I'm just saying, those two schmucks have no problem paying their bills. As a matter of fact, you know how much money? Both of them own the vaccine companies that are going to make the money off of this. So there's that. Plus, I'm sure there's going to be a connection to somebody with all this training, all the money being spent here. Everything you see right here is for a reason, and somebody's going to make a fortune. High school. A high school is defined in Section 8101 of Elementary and Secondary Education Act. They're going back to laws in 1965, so now you got to get out the old books. Start digging through those dusty pages. This is how they mess with even the Congress. They can't read it. There's too much shit to read. H, any other type of entity that is determined by the secretary to be eligible. So they can go, I bless thee. See ya. So that law didn't mean nothing, what you just read. The secretary of this health thing, whatever this scam is, they're going to go, yeah, you're one, and you're one. Report back in a week with, X amount of bodies, whatever. The term emergency period has the meaning given to that term in section, here we go again, 1135 G1B of Social Security Act 42 USA. You see how they do this? Okay, the term hotspot means, I don't think this was in the other one, means, they've added shit to it since the other day, means a geographic area where the rate of infection with a virus that causes the COVID. That's the common cold, by the way, you idiots. What virus causes COVID? It's called corona. Look up in the dictionary, coronavirus, and it will tell you it's the common cold. I'm not lying. It is. It's right there. So if you have a cold, you're going to test positive according to this new law, and they could take you from your house. Because it said in the other one where they're going to take you, these special little camps. So, or something like that, medical facility of unknown location. The term, here we go, medically underserved community has the meaning to the term in section, whatever. You can pause it and look all these numbers up. The term secretary means Secretary of Health and Human Services. G, here, we're at number 7. Authorization of appropriations. To carry out this section, they are authorized to appropriated 100 and then 3,690 zeros. That's actually up, I think, from the other day. Because it was 1 0 and then the rest zeros. That's a lot of money, whatever the number is. And that's going to be approved every year again. So, and it'll probably go up in budget. Such sums as may be necessary for each of fiscal year 2021 and subsequent fiscal year during which emergency period continues. So it's the new Patriot Act. They'll just renew it every year. So $100 billion, 369 and 100. Hang on. That's 100 billion. So, chump change. I know you can't get health insurance for nobody. We can't afford our budgets. We can't pay our pensions, but we can go $100 billion to do the, what do they call it here? The track and snab or whatever it is, grab and snack and grab or whatever. It's like the stop and rob gas stations, The COVID-19 testing, reaching and contacting everyone. Trace Act. I'll leave you with that. And I hope you sleep well tonight because this is insane. This is WAG Chicago. Update on the Karach and the COVID new law and how they changed it already and how they actually passed this law back in 2018. And I think we're being robbed at gunpoint. Have a great day. This is WAG Chicago. Thank you for watching.